Over 90% of metals we use, from airplanes to frying pans, are all made from combinations of different elements called alloys. An airplane made of pure titanium probably won't even last in the air for 3 minutes. So in this video, we'll go over what alloys are, what superalloys are, and where they are used. Starting with alloys, which are substances made of at least two elements, with at least one of them being metal. For example, steel is a combination of mainly iron and carbon with a few other elements mixed in, while bronze is a combination of copper and tin. Since it is a mixture, each element in an alloy will contribute its property into the final product. Looking at bronze again, by mixing tin, it makes bronze harder and more easily cast than just pure copper. There are two main types of alloys, substitutional and interstitial. In a substitutional alloy, the atoms in the crystal structure of the alloy replace each other, with brass and bronze being good examples. In an interstitial alloy, the smaller atoms fill in the gaps between the bigger atoms, with steel being a good example, as carbon fills the space between iron atoms. In either case, because all the atoms are tightly packed into a crystal structure, alloys are stronger than pure elements that created it. The most common method to make alloys is surprisingly quite easy. All we need to do is to melt down the pure elements that we want to alloy and mix them together. For example, to make bronze, all we need is to mix 88% melted copper and 12% melted tin. And now let's go a step further and make some superalloys. These are alloys that are tougher, stronger, more durable, more corrosion resistant, and more temperature resistant than normal alloys. Superalloys can withstand temperatures beyond 1400 degrees. As a comparison, the melting point of bronze is around 950 degrees. Superalloys are mainly based on nickel, cobalt, or iron, with a plethora of other metals and nonmetals added for their superior properties. The production of superalloys is a lot more complicated, so the quick rundown is that when the molten metal is mixed, it is cooled from one end to the other slowly, instead of all at once, through a process called directional solidification. This procedure will eliminate any grain boundaries or any misalignments between atoms. With the big two definitions out of the way, what are these materials used for? Some examples of alloys are stainless steel, used in kitchenware, sterling silver, used in jewelry, and electrum, an ancient gold alloy used as a currency or as a coating for the pyramids. While superalloys, as mentioned before, are very heat resistant, making them ideal in the aerospace, nuclear, and nautical industries. Inconel is a superalloy used in ship parts. Cobalt superalloys are used in jet engines, and incolloy is a superalloy used for nuclear waste equipment. And there we have it. Alloys and superalloys make up most of the metallic things we use every day. By mixing different metals and elements together, we're able to take the strength of each element and combine them into a single material. Through complicated processes of melting, casting, and cooling, we were able to transform our lives with far superior materials than what we had before the Bronze Age. I hope that you all have learned something interesting today. Thank you for watching, and stay hydrated.